$2.33. Did you do any cool gooning related activities over your small break?
I forgot we learned that word. I'm gooning right now, my man. All right. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I need a green tea with honey. Lots of honey, please. All right. This is going to be fun, guys. Astrea up 1-0 against Solar. Solar obviously has been in fantastic shape for the last couple years. Did I make a new mod yet? I made two more new mods today.
$3. You don't drink it, babe. You just gargle it. Just like how Peach gargled on Mario's thick sausage until his sausage milk dripped down her chin.
Dude. Fucking gross, man. Fucking gross. Champagne Candy gifted another sub. Thank you much, man. All right. All right. So, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what we're going to end up seeing here, but already Astrea being very cool. He's going Nexus first. That's not something that you see very often. Obviously, this is the greediest thing that you can do. I'm excited to see it. Goes for a gateway right afterwards. And we'll go ahead and scout with that probe now. So this is like a very well optimized build here from Astrea. And as long as he's not running into like a 12 pool or something, I bet you he's totally fine. So, yeah, the reason I go green tea at this time, guys, is because it's less caffeine. I don't want any more caffeine. Anyways, yeah, the probe coming over for the scout, and he is going 2 gates behind this. He's going to see the timing of that pool and feel very good about his build order. Can get into his Cybernetics core really quickly. Doesn't necessarily need to make a Zealot right away.
Donated $3.33. You know it's called the Goonies because Mama Fatalai was gooning so hard she slipped and punched Sloth in the face in utero, resulting in his cool facial structure, right?
His cool facial structure. Thank you, Jambulance. You are really enlightening us here today. So, yeah, the probe just over here, like, still checking things out. This is such a cool build to open with. I'm like really excited to see what Astrea has for us here. Whether he's going to try to leverage like early gateway units. I think he's just going to go Stargate, honestly. He's very, very good at Stargate builds. But since he's up a game, I could also see him like trying to pull off something more aggressive as well. Right? Like he's making 2 adepts right now. The Nexus is done. He's pumping out probes. Look at this. He's up 5 workers on Solar at the moment. Now a Stargate gets started. Dude, this is such a cool build.
Donated $3. Chat. What the fuck is gooning?
Oh, man.
Can someone explain?
Oh, man.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, you don't want to know, dude. I can't believe you just asked that. But yeah, the chat will let you know. I'm not going to say it. All right. So we have a Stalker on the way as well as Stargate. So the double adept here. Let's see if they get anything done. Just shading forward. I think no, 6 there. I don't think you finish that. Yeah, especially as you see 2 more. 8, absolutely not. Just a little bit too dangerous for anything like that. Is making some more adepts at home. I don't think this is going to turn into a Glaives build or anything. I think that's probably it for the adepts. I think what he's doing here is just making sure he has enough to cleanly take his 3rd base. This is of course my guess because I've never seen this build, but that's what it looks like to me. It doesn't look like a build optimized for damage. It looks like it's like, okay, so actually this is a really great moment to tell you guys what one of the greatest things about things like Nexus First is. Okay, and this is something true in Brood War, and we don't see Nexus First ever in StarCraft 2, but the same idea would hold if we did see it. The strong thing about Nexus First is how quickly you can get your 3rd base up. That's like one of the important aspects. You're getting so many workers out so quickly. You've leapfrogged where you're supposed to be, and then you can get your 3rd base, and that's where you start to really get powerful. Because honestly, nothing on 2 bases is that strong. Things start becoming strong in StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 on 3 bases plus. On 3 bases plus, you're actually mining so much you can really field a gigantic army at that point. Your economy really starts to explode. So that's kind of why I looked at this and said, okay, this really looks to me like a quicker 3rd Nexus. So he has his 3rd Nexus quickly. He's putting pressure on, but this is not the most important aspect of these adepts, right? see what you can get done for sure. Like, these are not that important, these Adepts. These are not part of the end game build. Like, he's going to go Blink, and he's going to go +1 here with the Forge and the Twilight. So, yeah, flies in, does a little checking, pulls back with those Adepts for now. There's that +1. A couple more gates. And there's the Stalkers as well. Thank you, babe. Of course, babe, in this case, being Astrea, who flies in with those oracles. Thank you so much, Astrea, for that. And, yeah, getting a good scout off, seeing what's going on. Sees the Roach Warren, sees the Evo. All right, flies in here again with that Oracle. Oh, look at that. Another 3 kills. Flying right out. Very clean stuff here by Astrea. Very clean stuff. Now, the Ling's coming up. There's no real defense there, so he does force a recall, which is kind of nice. Doesn't get his whole army recalled, but a chunk of it at least. Enough to stop Lings from wrecking you. Very clean stuff here by Astrea. Now, Solar's gotten his 4th base, so that's something. Making Roaches, making Lings. Getting into the infestation pit as well. Good pick off. Dude, Astrea looking really strong. Secondary Forge, secondary Robo, and support bay. Love it. Love it. Like, from here, he can go, like, into Colossi. He could get Immortals out if he wants. I mean, it could even be Disruptors if you've seen a lot of Roach Ravager. Solar knew. Solar knew exactly what was sitting back there. Really a superb build. Now, I do have to give some props to Solar here as well, because he hasn't really dropped a beat. A lot of, like, everything I think build order-wise has gone very well for Astrea, but Solar is on point. Like, right now, he's trying to defend everything that's occurring.
Here to help donated $3.
Okay, we'll play that afterwards. We'll play that afterwards. Thank you. But okay, so what I'm trying to say about Solar here is he's getting his Hive on a very nice time, so he should have Vipers out to try to combat the Colossus timing that's coming up. And like, I like that he's getting into his Lurkers. Like, if he goes like Viper Lurker, you can kind of hold on against everything and maybe even force Sky Toss, which is probably your best chance in this game, I think, because Astrea has just optimized everything really, really well. Everything's super fast. And it feels amazing for Astrea right now. Truly. All right, the Stasis Ward here. Freezing some of those Lings that are following him. This Ling's having a very hard time getting anything done. Getting scarier and scarier right now for poor Solar. Very Red Prism just getting out. Colossi coming up. A couple Disruptors on the way as well. The Vipers are going to be finishing up. He has to charge them still, so just something to keep in mind. Oh, I love these Stasis Wards going down. You can't even chase him back. It's so crazy. Really fantastic play here from Astrea. Astrea coming from the top there. Decides to blink around the other side. Definitely the right choice there. Dude, Solar can't get a good engage. He can't do it. Astrea's been in control of this game the entire time. World-class Protoss play. Absolute world-class Protoss play. There are few Protoss that can put out a game like this, honestly. Okay, brings his Disruptors up. This is going to be how he wants to try to clear out the Lurkers. I mean, Disruptors are good against this whole army at this point. Just going Disruptors is going to be great. Okay, gets one of them. Doesn't have that detection ready. There you go. Gets the tag. Another yoink. You can see just how good those Vipers are in this situation. But here's the problem, guys. Solar's on 3 base and Astrea's on 4 base. So even though Solar is like almost stabilizing right there, if you just continually pump out Stalker Disruptor and keep the pressure on, I don't think that Solar has any chance in holding. I really don't. How do you hold? Like, what he's going to have to do is just continually abduct the robo units and just make sure he has enough lurker and other stuff to stop the stalkers. And like I said before, it feels like the best case scenario here is forcing a Sky Toss switch. But Astrea is not going to go for that. He's adding 4 gates. He's getting prism speed. I think, like, theoretically, the way that Astrea is playing, this is one of the cleanest, smartest PVZs I've ever seen. I think a lot of players would have looked at this and said, I'm going to make some carriers. But the fact that he's continuing his ground upgrades and going into, like, yeah, look at this, Templar Archives. The Speed Prism, I think especially, is really, really good because Solar is getting very spread out and playing a lurker-based comp right now. Or, well, it's not exactly lurker-based, but it's a huge part of his defense. Like, Astrea should be able to outmaneuver him. You get 2 prisms out, maybe after this Immortal, and you have, like, prisms on both sides. He has 2 groups of units, as you can see. How do you defend everything as Solar? I really don't know. I'm asking. How do you do it? I don't think you do. Fleet Beacon gets started. +1 as well. Of course, that is the absolute endgame tech. I want to see 2 prisms so badly. So badly. Oh, well, he has 1 out, so make 1 more. 1 more. I forgot that one was still alive, actually. Goes into the main base and actually gets that warp, and that warp is insane. His secondary army comes down here for the attack. It should be absorbed, though, as if it were Wendy's. Takes some damage there on the Stalkers. Dude, the amount of pressure that he is putting on here. Solar withdrew a lot of units trying to defend this other main attack. This is so well played. Holy crap. Look at these upgrades. He's got 3-1-1 against 1-1. Picking off tech structures, or at least trying to. He's got that 1 prism out. Again, I would like another prism, but I guess he's just not going to do that. Getting a couple Immortals right now. Is prepping in case he needs to go carriers at some point. Taking another base. That 5th base, amazing. Solar's on 4 base, just barely holding on. Both sides about max, but look at the worker count. 78 against 65. That's Astrea favored. 65. That's like low econ for late game Zerg. Late game Zerg really wants 80 plus. Yeah, I can't quite get out with that disruptor. Additional plasma upgrade as well. Psystorm almost done. I love the tagging as well. The consistent tagging is amazing. And look at this. Trying to attack in, trying to break through. Now, Solar has a secondary army over here that can come and flank this and probably will be enough to hold it. So he runs up, burrows with those lurkers. Okay, gets a pretty good volley there. And yeah, plenty of units. Astrea does have to pull back at this point. Look at this. More Immortals, more Zealots. I do wonder if he wants to start throwing down some Sky units now. With the amount of lurkers out there, I feel like it might be time. Like, use the Prism a little bit more during this. Slow your opponent down. Still utilize those robos. I love to see it. Look at this. Yeah, the counterattack in the 3rd actually gets it. Oh my god. Amazingly done by Astrea. Just ridiculous. Solar with a very strong attack here for sure. But this is only 1 base. He's lost a base. He's losing everything in his main. I think he's dead, man. We have the Mothership coming out. I even like the Mothership ad. Okay, this is a very smart move. Trying to block mining at that base. I like it. The Solar with almost nothing left. GG. Astrea wins 2-0. That was unreal how well he played there. That was fucking unreal. That was one of the cleanest, best PVZs I've ever seen. Beautiful play. And Solar was not playing poorly. He was not playing poorly.